Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Duncan Showroom. My name is Longevity John. I am your host. And tonight, before we get started, I'm going to give you a little bit of a spiel. Yeah, we were having a talk, me and Doc. You know, we both like the idea of being able to get the word out there and everyone being able to enjoy a performance as best as they can. Now, we understand with the COVID situation coming on and everything else and the passports and this and that, and we've had a couple of local restaurants all throughout the last 2 weeks all be closed down for 3 or 4 days trying to find out where it is and get it all fixed up. So we all know we're in a mass confusion and all that, but some of the things we do offer and always have for about the last 8 or 9 years is that ability to bring this music to you in your house or wherever you happen to be. And if it's not tonight and you're watching at a later time, you still have that luxury of being able to attend a performance that needs to be paid for somehow. We know how many people watch. Like open mic the other night, there was 90 people have watched it, not a cent. You know, every open mic has a lot of people watching, but no one ever sends in any money. Well, sorry, Mr. John Flynn. John O'Flynn, who's probably watching tonight, is one of those people who knows the benefit of what goes on here.
A hero amongst audiences.
Big shout out to John. And Alini Beanie, who's probably watching, who's out of town right now. But we'll be performing here next week. But there are a lot of people out there. There are those who do contribute, and we really do appreciate. We're not after you guys. We're just saying all the other people. If you want to see this continue, you got to help pay for it. Simple as that. You know, we're down to that user pay kind of situation, right? I know the Doc's going to put out more than 100%, like he always does. This guy's a road warrior, by the way. Many a time he's showed up in Duncan over the years that we've been open, our 18 years. And like, what do you do? Well, I'm on about a 120-day tour or whatever, going across the country. He's got that beautiful car outside. I just saw that again. Wow, man. What year is that?
That's an 03, that one.
Oh, wow. It's a pretty one.
We rolled the 88.
Oh. He's always driven some really classy vehicles and the whole style of what it was all about in that blues road warrior style, you know, sort of that Piedmont, Mississippi Delta style coming up all the way through. But you were over in Africa as well, so you just were down in South Africa.
Yeah, I play in Africa quite a bit now.
Wow.
About half my time is spent in Africa.
Cool. Do they understand the blues?
They do, and they're storytellers.
They're storytellers.
You know, the blues is all about telling stories.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So, well, I'm sure glad you got back to Canada and got a chance to come out here and do this little tour.
Always a pleasure to visit this place. And you people out there, if you get a chance to come to Duncan, British Columbia, out here on the island, Vancouver Island, this is for our international audience. I mean, you know, the whole world can hear this. Right?
Yes,
so,
and there are probably people in Africa watching right now.
Yeah, this is a really fun place to play, and that's why I'm here.
And we sure are glad you are.
Stick around for a while.
It's your time. Take us away for that little journey.
All right, let's bring the blues to your town. J'aime le blues dans votre ville, yes, oui. Slap it out. Not too much about her. low down aching chill, that blood and just a low down old aching chill. Why, if you ain't never had 'em now, I hope you, baby, I hope you never will. Yeah, easy now, baby, but soon gonna be so, soon gonna be so hard now. Now, honey, you know it's soon gonna be hard, baby. Every dog on the highway got born in your backyard. I know they do. All right, come on, baby. Oh, show your daddy something nice. Make me feel good. Well, the blues, now the blues, low down aching, heart disease. That blood and just it's a word on heart disease. Yes, it is, man. Why, that woman you've been loving now, she's so hard to please. But you wonder how I know. Come on now. Oh, slap that old tin can down, man. Easy. Well, you know, easy now, baby, but I can make you, yeah, I can make you change your mind. It's, now, honey, you know you can change your mind. You can change your mind, baby. I'll look back a smiling now. I'll be right behind all them Jinx blues looking down at you now. Just like magic, ladies and gentlemen, that's right. You can tell we got a big crowd here tonight. Yeah. They're so quiet, they're being very respectful, you know. All right. Well, John was saying I got my big Lincoln parked out back, you know. Every year or so I go down to Texas, get myself another big-ass Lincoln automobile, you know. That's one of them right there. It's got the bulletproof side glass. Not something you get as an option north of the border, is it? That's right. All right, yeah. Well, every year I got my dealer down there in Dallas, Fort Worth. I get out there on the Will Rogers Turnpike, you know, and like to get my foot down on that new Lincoln automobile and see what that sucker will do going down the highway there just before I get out of the county to make sure it's gonna be good to roll. That's right. Hey, come on, baby. Get your foot down. Well, there's a sheriff there. His name's Charlie James, and we've had some discussions in the past regarding my driving of the Lincoln automobile on that Will Rogers Turnpike there. come on. He likes to hide out behind the big old neon sign down there at the Indian smoke shop with them big old smoke rings, neon rings flashing all night long. That's right, that's right, that's right. I go storming by there in my Lincoln automobile. Yes, I do. Yeah, come on. Charlie James is hiding there, and what's that behind me now? What's that behind me now? Behind me now. Why, looks like a big old UFO coming up in my rearview mirror, man. He's got the discos on now. I'd like to see your license and registration, son. Oh man, I was afraid of that, you know. All right. See, if you see Charlie James coming down that road, don't tell him now where I go. I had a whole lot of trouble since I seen you last. Can't tell my future, you know I won't tell my past. Said hey, yeah, hey, oh Lord, yeah, now mama, Lord, Lord, yeah, now mama, now Lord, Lord. And old judge, if he see me, levy down no fine. Bang on a hammer, lay out 99. Bang on a hammer, lay out 99. He's a bad old judge. I know he is. Come on, baby. You know, if you see me, levy down no fine. Bang on a hammer, lay out 99. Bang on a hammer, lay out 99. And he said, hey, 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 how long? Bang on a hammer, lay out 99. He's a bad old judge. See, if you see Charlie James now, he's coming down that road. Well, don't you tell him where I go. I had a whole lot of money I lost. It ain't that sad. I had a gang of women running around that drive me wild, saying, hey, whoa, yeah, yeah, now mama, Lord, Lord, yeah, now mama, Lord, Lord. If you see Charlie James coming down that road, well, don't you tell him where I go. I had a whole lot of trouble since I seen you last. Can't tell my future, you know I won't tell my past. Can't tell my future, you know I won't tell my past. Can't tell my future, sure won't tell my past. Can't tell my future, you know I won't tell my past. Charlie James's blues are looking down at you now. Charlie James's blues, that's right. Yeah, baby, come on. All right. All right. Mercy now. Come on. Right now, I'd like to take you on a little journey with me. Way down now, way down the Mississippi Delta, that's right. We going down tonight, going down to Hollandale, Mississippi, that's right. Now Hollandale, that's about an hour and a half south of Memphis on the old 61 highway. probably about 40 minutes on the new road. When I used to live in Hollandale, sometimes in the good weather, sometimes we'd head up to the hill country. We'd have what they call a fish fry in those parts. Mind you, I never did see any fish at one of these things. Just egg salad sandwiches, you know, pies, lots of pies. Jello things. Why, Jello things in all them wild southern nuclear colors like they got down there. These are colors, man, you can't get them if you're not living in the deep south of America, that's right. Nuclear Jello colors coming at you, baby. And you gotta remember that Mississippi's a state, you know. Mississippi's a state where every woman's got a kitchen full of Jello molds, and she's not afraid to use them either. That's right. Yeah, baby, get down that church picnic on Sunday morning, yeah. And them Jello things are out there on the table, baby. Quivering in the wind, yeah. Pentecostal Jellos out there quivering in the wind, rolling around, speaking in tongues, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Quivering Jellos, yeah. Well, if you could tear yourself away from the Jello table for a while, get around the other side of that building there, you know. Sometimes an old man would show up out on that field there, carrying himself now a big old bass drum, just about as big as he was, that's right. He'd stroll up and down that street there now, pounding on that big old drum, and the dust coming up off his feet there, and the sweat coming down his brow, and he'd be commencing to pound on that sucker some now. And sometimes he'd be joined by an older woman, playing on a homemade flute that she had. And together they'd stroll up and down that field out there in the hot sun. The dust coming up off their feet now, and the sweat coming down the brow. And it wouldn't take long now. It wouldn't take long, not long, until the old people start to get up in ones and twos. They start to shuffle on behind, up and down that field out there in the hot sun. And years later, I try to remember now what it sounded like out there that day. And I remember the sound of the birds up in the tree, and I remember the taste of the dust hanging in the air, and I think I remember what it sounded like out there that day like this. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Let's do that again, man. Later, I had a gig up in Marietta, Georgia. Used to play at the service club there for the boys, you know, and They're a pretty good bunch of guys. They always treated me right. There were two guys who used to come in there. These were the sharp-dressed men, y'all know. The ones that buy me that single malt drink I like to drink. And one day I found out what they did to make the money to buy me those expensive drinks. And I remembered that old hill country beat, and I went back home and I wrote this song for them. Put on your Mondays, baby. Put on your Monday clothes now. Put on your Mondays, baby, and dig in a narrow, gonna dig in a narrow house. Yeah, you're gonna dig in a narrow and dig in a narrow and dig in a narrow house. Yeah, you're gonna dig in a narrow and dig in a narrow house. Come on. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Get out your silver now. Get out your silver spade, yeah. Get out your silver, baby, and plant that bitter. Now just plant that bitter and plant that bitter seed. Oh, you're gonna plant that bitter and plant that bitter and plant that, oh, plant the bitter seed, yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Come on, boy. Big sky turning now. Big sky turning around. There's a big sky turning, baby. Gonna be morning, yeah. I'm gonna be morning it. I'm gonna be morning soon. Oh, you know, gonna be morning it. Gonna be morning it. Gonna be morning soon. Baby, put on your Monday clothes now. Put on your Mondays, baby. Gonna be digging a narrow, digging a narrow, digging a narrow house. Yeah, you're gonna dig in a narrow and dig in a narrow and dig in a narrow house. Oh, you're gonna dig in a digging a narrow, oh, digging a narrow house. So, Their house, just like that, yeah. Well, I get to travel around the world a whole lot, and some of you guys out there are in different places in the world, I'm sure. And isn't it amazing that we can all meet this way now, be like a planet apart, and still be having a blues conversation? Ah, that black coffee is good. I get to travel a lot of places, a lot of continents, and one thing I've noticed is that the small places are getting smaller and the big places are getting bigger, you know. And as that happens, we forget some of the good things about those small places as they fall off the map. This is a song I made with my friend Colin Linden a bunch of years ago. Colin produced it, I wrote it. Larry Taylor from Can't Heat played on it. Stephen Hodge, who's with Mavis Staples, played the drums. Song about the loss of the good things in the small places called The Bone Train. Riding on a bone train, blood of the highway. Lord, I'm burning now in the Delta rain. Got a mojo working, I feel the power. Yeah, I don't know if I make it through the day. Riding on a bone train, cross the river. Yeah, that muddy motor winking in the hay. Bone train, riding on bone train, riding on bone train. Riding on a bone train with a memory. Yeah, when we were young and listened to the night. Now listen to the rhythm of a cold steel highway, and it's counting out the distance in the gloom. Riding on a bone train through a station now. Yeah, that Southern Cross is twisting on the line. Bone train, riding on bone train, riding on bone train. Riding on a bone train, preachers waiting, yeah, for one last call. Try and save a soul. Call on Jesus, that's a true foundation. Yeah, but in the end, she's going down to stay. She's riding on a bone train back to mama. There ain't no one else about to share the pain. Bone train, riding on bone train, hammer riding on bone train. Come on. Riding on a bone train, doors are closing. Yeah, I guess I won't be back this way again. Standing in the shadow of a cotton depot. Yeah, that rusty tin shaking in the wind. Bone train, riding on bone train. I'm riding on bone train. Yes, I am. Riding on a bone train, blood of the highway. Lord, I'm burning now in the Delta rain. Got a mojo working. I feel the power, but I don't know if I'll make it through the day. Bone train, train. Riding on a bone train. I'm riding on a bone train. I'm riding on a bone train. Riding on a bone train. Baby, the bone train. Whoa, what are we gonna do now, huh? I think maybe. Red and black tank always full. If you step on a motor, you can feel her pull. She's smoother, cooler than a Vegas stripper's ass. Just turn across Texas, man, that's fast. I got a white up on a blacktop, smell like barbecue. Girl with too much makeup in the old rear view. I'm on that darker road, no looking back, yeah. I'll be there now by closing time. I got a pocket full of Jackson 6s and 9s, and I roll with them wheels. You know I love the way it feels. Oh, you know I do, man. Darker roads, darker roads. Well, cars like this ain't bought or sold. They love the steady rock and roll of the road. Teardrops on a windshield passing on a curve. Leave you in a minute if you lose your nerve. I'm doing 85 downstate looking for a sign. Memphis in the morning, be just fine. I'm on that darker road, no looking back, yeah. I'll be there now by closing time. I got a pocket full of Jacksons, 6s and 9s, and I roll with them wheels. You know I love the way it feels. Darker roads, darker roads. Come on. Come on, baby. Well, me and Big Joe and Kokomo got Sunhouse playing on the radio. And I tell you something, baby, if I strike it rich, gonna drive her to the crossroad, burn that bitch. I sit behind the wheel, pour bourbon in the blaze. Last time it happened, I was sick for days. I'm on that darker road, no looking back, yeah. You know, I'll be there now by closing time. I got a pocket full of Jackson 6s and 9s, and I roll with them wheels. You know, I love the way it feels. Darker road, darker road. Well, bullet hole staining a rug. Ash can roaches, 32 slug. My heart always flutters on the line. It's always after midnight, never closing time. Dark glasses after poor Lincoln on a breach. Don't make Mississippi or I die, have a peach. I'm on that darker road, no looking back, yeah. I'll be there by closing time. I got a pocket full of Jackson 6s and 9s, and I roll with them wheels. I love the way it feels. Darker roads, darker roads. Come on, baby. side, says she's mine. Come on, baby, now don't be shy. Rye steak on a plate cut like a Valentine. Park behind the diner before we say goodbye. Now I got a blue heart inked up down a little 5. I read it in the mirror, says do or die. I'm on that darker road, no looking back. Yeah, I'm on that darker road, no looking back. I'm on that darker road, no looking back. Yeah. Darker road, darker road. Well, me and Big Joe Kokomo got Sun House playing on the radio. And I'll tell you something, baby, if I strike it rich, drive it to the crossroads, burn that bitch. I sit behind a wheel, pour bourbon in the blaze. Last time it happened, I was sick for days. I'm on that darker road, no looking back. And I'll be there now by closing time. I got a pocket full of Jackson 6s and 9s, and I roll with them wheels. I love the way it feels. Ah, you know I do, baby. Darker roads, darker roads, and I roll with them wheels. I love the way it feels. Ah, yeah, darker road. Yeah, baby, I'm rolling down that highway, my big Lincoln. I'm coming down Route 5 out of Kamloops, British Columbia. Man, I'm going fast. Coca-Cola, yeah. Get ready, Merritt, I'm coming. All right. Driving in my Lincoln. Quick now. Yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, yeah, yeah. Darker roads, yes. All right, what are we going to do now? A little more black coffees in order. I hope you all got your black coffee at home. You don't want to fall asleep during this now. Mm-hmm. I wonder if it's time to introduce Stella. Stella! Stella, baby. Yes, it is. Stella, come to me. Here we go. Stella's an old gal, but she's a good gal. Some of you guys might know that Stella has been the party girl in this band for a long time now. It used to be about 10 of us. Now there's just the 3 of us left. And we have a tenuous sort of relationship, you know, but we get along. It's hard when there's 3, you know. The other guitar plays all the songs about death and dismemberment, and Stella just does whatever the heck she wants to, you know. Just like that, like magic. All right. You can shake it, break it, hang it on a wall, throw it out the window, catch for it fall. You can break it, you can hang it on the wall. I don't want no jelly roll on my jelly, my roll. Baby, don't you let it fall. Scratch it, nab it, and bite it, and twist it anyway. Baby, I love to get in, oh, 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 my right mind. Well, I might be worried sometime, but a jelly, my roll. Baby, don't you let it fall. Well, I went to town and I fooled around and I leaving town all about surrounded by the jelly, my roll. Baby, don't you let it fall. Shake it and break it and hang it on the wall. Throw it out the window, catch for it fall. You can break it and hang it on the wall. I don't want no jelly rolled on my jelly, my roll. Baby, don't you let it fall. Scratch and nab it and bite it and twist it anyway. Honey, I love to get it. Oh, 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 my right mind. Well, I might be worried sometime, but a jelly, my roll. Baby, don't you let it fall. Well, I ain't got nobody here but me and myself, and I stay blue all the time. When the sun go down, I put a jelly, my roll. Baby, don't you let it fall. Shake it and break it and hang it on the wall. Throw it out the window, can't fall. You can break it, you can hang it on the wall. I don't want no jelly roll on my jelly, my roll. Baby, don't you let it fall. So I went to town and I fooled around and I leaving town all around and round. I put a jelly, my roll. Baby, don't you let it fall. Shake it, break it, hang it on the wall. Throw it out the window, can't fall. You break it, you hang it on the wall. I don't want no jelly rolled on my jelly, my roll. Baby, don't you let it. Don't let it. Oh, don't you let it. Come on, honey, don't you let it. Jelly Roll Blues by the late great Charlie Patton. Recorded on the 27th day of November 1927 in Grafton, Wisconsin for the OK Record Company. All right, Charlie, thank you so much. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, any requests from out there? Wonderland? The magic of Wonderland. Where did you all spend your lockdown times, huh? What did you do during those times? Nothing. I was on this compound on the side of a sugar plantation. And I got to go running back every day with the big snakes that were back there. Well, I didn't know there were big snakes back there when I started running, you know. There I was in lockdown, and there was a sugar plantation, miles and miles of little farm roads going up and down between the cane. So I'd run up and down them, and sometimes I'd sneak down and jump in the Indian Ocean when the soldiers weren't watching. But I met some snakes out there, black mamba, the night adder, yes. Some of the most poisonous snakes in the world encourages me to run faster out there. All right. We're going to do a little Gothic Delta Blues for you this evening. I couldn't be here for Halloween, so. A few years ago, I had a chance to go up and play high above the Arctic Circle. I went up to Tuktoyaktuk with the ice roads, and I played a show on the banks of the Arctic Ocean. And after time, people drifted away, and it was just me and an old man left standing there next to the fire. And he told me a story that night. He told me how long ago, in times of famine, the hunter saw fresh tracks in the open snow, and he headed out across the ice after that animal. He knew if he did not catch it, he would surely perish himself out there on the ice that night. So hour after hour, he followed those tracks till the moon shone down, shone down, shone down, 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 shone down on the open snow. And he noticed that there was a second set of tracks running next to the animal tracks. And they seemed to look a lot like his own. Indianola, Mississippi, late November at a time when the fog rolls in off the cypress swamps and the animals make strange noises on the night. The musician steps outside the Blue Biscuit nightclub for a cigarette. There under the neon sign stands a woman. She said, I ain't never seen a man like you. Downtown liquor and fancy city shoes. Bet you like your women like you like your down-home blues. I bet I like to do them things you like to do. The moon looked like a pinball now, raking up the Delta sky, gleaming in the field mud and flashing in her eye. Baby, oh, take a walk with me, yeah. Baby, come on now and take a walk with me. Barn owls are howling out across that muddy night. She drifted by me easy riding on her pride. Said she'd take a minute start running from the light. If I could catch her in the pine, I could have her as I might. And cruel as the mud as I try to take a trail, lost her in the Frenchman's bog and the wind began to wail. Baby, oh, take a walk with me. Baby, come on, take a walk with me. Baby got a heart now like railroad steel, cold in the middle like a driving of a wheel. But the more she wiggled, now you know, better it feel. And there ain't nothing like her, she's a real good deal. Hey baby, come on, take a walk with me. By the time I found her shoes, I was soaking wet, and I was cursing out for playing on such a bet. I'd turn and try to run as her traces grew. 4 feet running now instead of only 2. Dark was the night, cold was the ground. Felt her reaching for me, I was frozen by the sound. Baby, oh, take a walk with me. Baby, come on, take a walk with me. Baby got a heart like railroad steel, cold in the middle like a driving of a wheel, but the more she wiggle, now you know better it feel in there. Ain't nothing like her, she's a real good deal. Hey, baby, come on, take a walk with me, yeah. Take a walk with me. Well, they found me in a brush by the junction line. They never found her body, weren't for lack of trying. Her dress torn and twisted like a rope left behind. Wrap around my neck and tie me to her side, and the hangman's bride is restless for the flame. Slip the noose upon me, and I hear her call again. Baby, take a walk with me, yeah. Baby, take a walk with me. Baby got a heart like railroad steel, cold in the middle like a driving of a wheel. But the more she'd wiggle, now you know better it feel in there. Ain't nothing like her, she's a real good deal. Hey, baby, come on now and take a walk with me. She said, I ain't never seen a man like you. Downtown liquor, fancy city shoes. And the footprints in the mud resembled his own. Well, when I was a kid, I had a real interest in voodoo, you know. Not as a practitioner, but I was just real interested in voodoo. I lived in a place where people would sit on the porch late at night, tell stories. We were supposed to be in bed, but we'd hide up behind the window. We'd hear them stories come tumbling out. Mostly they were stories about whose husband was a no-good so-and-so, whose wife might be sleeping with who. It was our little window into the adult world. But sometimes there would be a good voodoo story told. Now you might ask yourself, what's a good voodoo story anyway, right? You know? Well, let me tell you, good voodoo story, you gotta have a full moon shining up there, yeah. Full moon shining up high in a town square. Full moon shining over a town square, and people dancing now, dancing buck naked out there, dancing buck naked under a full moon on the town square, and shaking bone rattles and beating skin drums and eating raw dogs and raising the dead. Yeah, isn't it wonderful now what God can do? And mostly these things were accompanied by some very unusual sexual activities, which serve to perk a young man's imagination, as you might well imagine. So the next morning I'd get out there on my bicycle and I'd ride on downtown now, right on downtown, down there back in the alley where the barber shop used to be, where it's all just broken glass and boarded over windows and stuff there, and I'd root around, see if there were any power objects left over, you know. Just to see. Now, mind you, I never did find any, but years later I learned that there really was a tradition of Southern witchcraft. Southern witches were known for their ability to foretell. And to foretell is to predict the future, that's right. And there was just such a witch in Clarksdale, Mississippi. Her name was Katie LaRue. Katie had a vision one day. She had a vision that in April of 1906, the city of Memphis, Tennessee would sink down into the marshes from which it came. Sink down into them marshes now, and Clarksdale would become the Queen City of the South. That's right. So all the witches in Clarksdale, they got together, put their spells on bits of paper, yeah. Put them on blocks of wood. Put candles on there. At midnight, they sent the whole thing down the Sunflower River. And as they did that, as those candles drifted away into the darkness, they sat on the banks and they chanted to themselves. Streamline, streamline, streamline. Of course, my real estate investments are still waiting on that. Well, there's Disney girls in the Delta now. I'm cleaning stones from the shadow of a grave, and a sun going down over blue skies at Graceland, and a Clarksdale woman, what she'd say. Streamline, 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 streamline. Will Shade was only 12, and Memphis, it should have vanished in a haze. 6 days in Atlanta, she sounded like the passing of a train, with her words howling out at the ceiling, don't you know? Shade's pretty woman, she'd say. Streamline, 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 streamline. Will Shade was only 12, and Memphis should have vanished in the haze. Yeah, baby. Down by the water, there's a blue light man, and Memphis sinking in the palm of my hand. Spoonful of blood, yeah, spoonful of sand. Memphis sinking in the palm of my hand. Got Memphis sinking in the palm of my hand. Well, easy. Well, I'm going down to the crossroad. White girls looking at the sky. cutting hearts out that float down the river. Don't you know, as they do, you hear a moan and cry. Streamline, oh, streamline, streamline, oh, streamline. Will Shade was only 12 and Memphis should have, why it should have vanished in a haze. And I tried yellow fever, olive high. You know, I died beneath the line. And I ain't 27, but I had more girls than Kurt Cobain. Are you ready? Is it worth the price? Streamline, oh, streamline, streamline, oh, streamline. Will Shade was only 12 and Memphis should have, oh, it should have vanished in a haze. Yeah, man, come on. Down by the water there's a blue light man, and Memphis singing in the palm of my hand. Spoonful of blood, yeah, spoonful of sand. Memphis singing in the palm of my hand. I got Memphis singing in the palm of my hand. Hold down easy, baby. There's Baptist Church at Greenwood, hey now, not far from the road. There's a stone that bears my name, that marks an empty grave. My secret story is untold. Streamline, ah, streamline, streamline, ah, streamline. Will Shade was only 12 and Memphis should have, why it should have vanished in a haze. Will Shade was only 12 in Memphis, yeah. I should have vanished now, Lord, in the haze. Come on, baby, go down, yeah. Show love. Thanks for tuning in tonight, folks. Right here from the Duncan Showroom in beautiful downtown Duncan, British Columbia. I'm Doc MacLean. It's been a pleasure to be with you tonight. Will Shade was only 12 in Memphis, yeah. I should have vanished now, Lord, in the haze. Come on, baby. Come on. Show you that it's something nice. Yeah. So much. Good night. All right. Yes, baby. Just like magic.
You might slip, you might slide, stumble and fall by the roadside. Don't you ever let nobody drag your spirit down. Well, when walking up to heaven, don't let nobody turn you around. Walk with the wish for. Don't ever let nobody drag your spirit down. Well, we're walking up to heaven. Don't let nobody turn you around. Some say yes, some say no. Some wait and see which way the wind's gonna blow. Don't ever let nobody drag your spirit down. Well, we're walking up to heaven. Don't let nobody turn you around. Come on, clap your hands. Oh, yeah.